Jesus Christ. I cannot believe this happened live on air. Trigger warning.
We had a phenomenal day today. League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue.
So this is a tough one because I think we'd all like to believe that that was not done on purpose. That was a complete accident, a slip of the tongue, if you will. I don't think anybody wants to be out here fumbling a bag that bad by dropping the N-word, the N-bomb on national television. That being said, to me, you got to treat it just like you treat any other bad word. If you drop the F-bomb on a live broadcast or anything like that, so you suspend him and you move forward. I'm not here to talk about whether he says this in his free time or not, because we'll never know. We'll never know. But he said it on national television, so he's got to get checked for that. But I don't think he deserves to lose his career or anything like that.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a quick story here. A story that probably happens all too often, which probably suggests that, you know, this is something that just happens when you are live broadcasting, okay? You're going to slip up and say things that you don't really mean, or say words that you really didn't mean to say. However, that's not going to stop the woke race hustlers of America from coming out here and accusing you of being a racist if you slip up and accidentally say the forbidden word, right, that nobody can say except one group of people, and that is the N-word, which is what happened to Oakland A's broadcaster Glen Kuiper, who issued an apology during Oakland's Friday night game against the Kansas City Royals after appearing to say the N-word, which is a racial slur, live during the broadcast when discussing his trip to the Negro Museum, okay, the Negro History Museum, I guess, or Negro League Baseball Museum, right, in Kansas City, okay. He slipped up and said the N-word instead of Negro, which I guess technically Negro is the N-word as well too. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip of this guy accidentally saying it, and then his apology. And then we're going to talk about the reaction from the woke revolutionaries, basically calling for the man to lose his job for saying this. So without further ado, play the clip.
We had a phenomenal day today. Negro League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue. Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium. I just wanted to, a little bit earlier in the show, I said something didn't come out quite the way I wanted it to, and I just wanted to apologize if it sounded different than I meant it to be said. And like I said, I just wanted to apologize for that.
Yeah, so clearly it was an accident. Clearly, you know, the guy didn't mean to say it. He apologized, but yet that doesn't stop people from going online and basically saying that, hey, this is racism, and that, you know, it came out like that because he says this all the time in his free time behind closed doors. Like, again, these people really want to believe, they want to imagine that white people say this word all the time behind closed doors. And again, people, again, are upset about this guy saying this. Take a look.
Jesus Christ. I cannot believe this happened live on air. Trigger warning.
We had a phenomenal day today. League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue.
That's Glen Kuiper, an announcer for the Oakland A's, openly describing the Negro Baseball League Museum in Kansas City as the Negro League Museum. I had to watch it a couple times to believe it myself.
Negro League Museum. Negro League Museum.
And then that fool next to him gonna pat his chest like he in his feels and co-sign that crap.
League Museum.
The thing that made it worse was this half-ass attempt at an apology.
Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium. I just wanted to, a little bit earlier in the show, I said something didn't come out quite the way I wanted it to.
Not quite the way you wanted it to? What you want to do, burn a cross at home plate?
And I just wanted to apologize if it sounded different than I meant it to be said.
You know what it sounded like because you know what you said.
And like I said, I just wanted to apologize for that.
Glenn, I will consider your apology when you actually give one.
I just want the world to know Glen Kuiper ain't say nigga on accident. That's a word that's in his vocabulary He say nigga in his free time. That shit is unacceptable. He need to be fired. You don't mistake Negro League and Nigga League. That ain't it. Niggas that say nigga. And that's why they say that. Cause niggas be saying nigga. Same way I call your girl a bitch. Cause I be saying bitch. I be saying that shit. That shit is in my vocabulary. He said nigga cause that's what he be saying. And he slipped up and got caught after 20 years on the air in the Bay Area. That shit is most definitely unacceptable in the Bay Area because they not even supposed to have that kind of shit going on. But he said nigga, and they need to let that nigga go. What the fuck? No!
Guys, it never ceases to amaze me how you have people who can openly spew the N-word left and right. You hear it every single day. It's a part of pop culture. Again, it's a word that I hear at least probably 100, 200 times a day personally, right? But people get so outraged when you hear the word come out of a white man's mouth, even when it's used in a way that is clearly accidental. Now, when I kept listening to the guy over and over and over again, it became clear to me that I don't even think the dude even said the N-word, in the sense of the slur with the A or the R. I actually just think he said Negro leads, but he said it in a way that it just sounded like he said the N-word, but he said it in a way in which he really didn't pronounce the last part of Negro, I guess, correctly or clearly, okay? And again, I understand exactly where he's coming from because as somebody that literally talks for a living, this happens to me all the time, right? My words will slur sometimes. I don't correctly pronounce words and I will say something that I don't really mean or it will sound different than the way that I wanted it to sound when I am speaking. It happens all the time, okay? So in my opinion, what I think really happened here is that the guy is probably not used to saying the N-word. He's probably not used to saying the word Negro. So when he said it during the broadcast, it probably came out weird because he's not used to saying it. Again, it happens all the time. I'm telling you, I know, right? When you say words that you're not used to saying, that's actually how it happens. It doesn't happen this way because he's used to saying it. No, it actually happens when you're not used to saying it. And he probably felt weird and uncomfortable saying it, okay? Because, even if a white person says the word Negro, people looking at you with a side eye, right? People look at you with a side eye. A white person is only supposed to refer to a black person by, terms like person of color or something like that, right? Or black American, okay? But if a white person refers to a black person using any word that starts with an N, really, black people gonna be upset. So he probably felt uncomfortable saying it, which tells you that our society is really in a very silly place, okay? We become so soft that people can't stand the idea of a white person referring to a black person by anything that or any word that starts with the letter N, okay? And I think that's probably what happened here. But again, in a normal world, in a normal society, we're not outraged by this. This is not even a story, right? He doesn't even have to issue an apology. I don't understand what he apologized for. What did you apologize for? What is there to be sorry about? You said the word. It was an accident. I don't even think he actually really said the word. But again, he apologized. Why are people calling for his job? I don't get it. Why is she losing job for? The guy's been announcing for a long time. He's been doing it for years. He obviously does it at a high level. He's a great talent. Oh, he slipped up an accident and said the word. We know he didn't mean to say it on purpose. And there's no need to sit here and to speculate about whether or not he says it in his personal time or whatever, because at the end of the day, we live in America where we have free speech where even if he says it in his personal time or his downtime or behind closed doors, who cares? Who gives a damn? Okay, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of black people in this country that say racist stuff about whites or use slurs behind closed doors. In fact, we know that they don't even have to use it behind closed doors because black people don't get punished for using slurs against whites. Okay, so we know that black people don't even have to use it behind closed doors. You can just openly say it on the internet, right, and get paid for it, and it's totally fine. So again, the outrage here is silly. These stories are never ending. Okay, we hear it all the time. Some announcer slips up and says a word that, people don't like and then they want to get outraged.
All right, let's be fair. Let's watch it one more time and see if he was about to say niggas. All right, let's be fair to Tony Romo. Let's be fair.
The extra yards, the tough yards, the finish on the play. Right there, you got 3.
Guys.
Do it again. Joey. Do it again. I'm gonna try to do it again. I'm gonna turn it up more.
Well,
Yeah. So, like I said, man, I don't think that this guy should be fired. Okay, I think that he shouldn't even be punished. I don't even think that should be a real story. But people gonna make it a story because they love to outrage about stuff like this. Again, it's fake. It's not real. Nobody's really offended. Nobody's really hurt. Everybody knows that he didn't really mean to say it that way or the way that it sounded. The people, again, that are outraged, they're really just looking for more attention than anything. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.